Hello everyone, I'm Kalyani Sardesai and it's my great pleasure to welcome you all to Conversation with Corporate Citizen. Human resources, as we all know, is an organization's greatest asset and also its most hard-won asset. The way an organization hires, retains and manages talent is what sets apart the best from the rest. At the same time, organizations have certain expectations from the talent that they wish to hire. Here we are with Mr. Kumar, Senior HR Partner, PQE, on all things HR. Good afternoon, sir, and welcome.
And thank you so much for having me here.
Pleasure, sir. First things first, let's talk about your own journey. What made you start off in this field? How come you came to be an HR professional?
Okay, so soon after finishing my graduation, being a son of a teacher, so my father always wanted me to be a teacher.
Right.
Right. So, but yeah, I think destiny decided for me something else. So after graduation, I was just reading about management, how the things are happening, how an organization and corporate is working. So then I get into the all examinations and college, and then I had my MBA degree. It was a dual specialization course, HR and marketing. So then I was looking forward because I was reading one article at that time. There was a day when marketing resources are the era. They were the main business runners. If you have good marketing team, so you can run your business. But then gradually came when your production people are strong enough and you are producing for people, so then you are the people who are running the business. But then the next era, which is I think I would say today's era, where human resources are the most relevant and required resources to run a business. So I think that that article took me in that way. Then my MBA, starting my journey in HR, and then in 2008 I started my journey in HR, and 1.5 decade now. If I look back, so starting with a pharma organization and very basics, being in the plant, and then we were doing all this stuff like the regular manpower, workers, dealing with them, their trainings, their salary and compensation. And then gradually with my different organization experience, I get into the core HR practices, where the learning and development, talent acquisition, how you're hiring the right talent for the right position in your organization. And then organization development interventions, competence strategies, employee survey, and from that way it is coming in a long way, and the practices keep changing. So this is how I spent these 15 years in industry.
Wow, that was very, very insightful. One question that many budding young professionals would like to know is, what are the qualities that make a competent HR professional?
So for me, if I say, you are carrying that empathy with you, I think that is really important, because you are dealing with people, you're dealing with, a lot of different emotions at every day at workplace. You never know, the people are satisfied with some of the things, but you never know the other people who are dissatisfied for this, some of the things. So the point is, when you are very patient, you are listening your people, what good things they are doing and what they are not meeting the expectation. So I think for me these two important skill, I would say, that you should have the very patient, and that you should have that empathy to understand how exactly they happening with the other people.
So you spoke about empathy and patience, but there is this perception that HR professionals necessarily have to be extroverts and people's people. How true is it, sir?
No, so for my case, if I look back when I had my the psychological interventions, I attended few workshops, and then I came to know I'm an introvert.
Oh.
Right. So, but your personality, it doesn't mean like, which is looking at the paper. But I believe that your personality, you work looking at the situation, looking at the people around you. So I feel like, I'm an ambivert where, I'm introvert in my social gathering and in my personal gathering. But I'm at the workplace, I feel I'm more, extrovert. I start discussions with my own. I can handle like, the 100 and 500 and 1,000 people together, in a gathering or in an event. So I think it totally depends, how you take your responsibility and then you want to fulfill that with the desired results. So I think that can make impact.
The next buzzword, very obviously, is artificial intelligence. Given that everyone's talking about it, everyone's excited and nervous about it, how do you see it shaping the world of HR?
I think, we are taking AI in a different way. And I would say, from the beginning, when we are looking at AI, we are just looking at ChatGPT, right? So we are thinking this is AI. No, I think this is beyond, which is we are doing, having the work done very fast. But AI, when it comes to, it can help you as an HR professional, which will help you to shortlist people, the right people for the right job initially when you are getting a lot of, resumes for one position. It will customize you looking at your people's interest, people's requirement. It will help you to customize your training plans, your learning and development initiatives. It will help you when you look at, the certain people, when we have, some technologies and applications running in the organization and everybody using those technologies and putting all the data there. So out of that data, that AI can help us to customize our, initiatives, whether it's to learning and development, it is your audit interventions, or it is, your engagement and retention strategies. So I think in those aspects, if we work, and AI can, be very beneficial for HR. But importantly, when we say AI will, remove the job of HRs, right? Everything, performance management can do through an application, or maybe some training contents and training can be given on an e-learning platform or some other way. But I think, what about the human touch?
Absolutely.
Right. So the actual human resources, those people are, giving to the people, giving to the organization. You cannot see that empathy from the system, which is running through applications and other way.
Absolutely.
So the main point is, there is no job loss of HR people, but I think we need to understand more how to effectively utilize that AI into the workplace and into HR professional. So that's what I would say in this.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
That's a very positive, thorough, and balanced forecast. One question that I would definitely like to ask you is that work-life balance is an ongoing goal for individuals and organizations alike. How do you prioritize it in your profession?
No, I think this is really important. And in the other discussion recently we were doing to analyze, what is the need of some, generations, like, Gen X, millennials, Gen Z. So this is, I think, coming, the generation, the millennium generations, they started, talking about work-life balance, no stretching of working hours, then give some priority and time to family. And then Gen Z is all about, like, they are asking for working from home. They are asking for, very hybrid work model, right? So you are working, let's say, for mountain as well. Some of the people in the industry now looking at that, how they are contributing to business, looking at their job profile, which can be, which demand not to be present in the office. So I think those initiatives are really important when we talk about work-life balance. And for me personally, if I do so, yes, of course, in the service industry where I'm working, so we use, to have hybrid model at place, and then, giving priorities basically. So that is really important, how you are prioritizing your work. So if you are prioritizing your work in a way where you are able to fulfill your work related expectation, and then I think you are all okay to spend the time with your family, and creating that happiness at work as well as the family front also. So that is why the happiness index should be good when we talk about these kind of initiatives and terminologies.
What are your views about Gen Z from an HR standpoint?
I think coming from the millennial generation, and now when I look at the Gen Z, so they have a significant change when we work, and when we are at the workplace definitely. So they have their own priorities, whether it is related to how you are tech savvy to do your job. They are very quick in our term, when we started 15 years back, then the technology was
Absolutely not. It wasn't.
it was not enough.
It wasn't.
So we were putting a lot of efforts to
Correct.
get the work done.
Correct.
And now that work will take 2 hours and 3 hours when we were doing.
Correct.
It's like this. So you go in one click away. So I think Gen Z are utilizing that technology which is around us, and their priorities are different. They look for more flexibilities, working hours flexibilities, work-life balance. They look for more, which is now the really talk of the town, ESG, environment, social governance. When we talk about how we are collaborating and contributing to back to environment, what initiatives we are taking about social, how DEI is at workplace working, diversity, equality, inclusion, how those initiatives as an organization we are keeping at workplace. And then governance, how transparent we are, how
Correct.
are the reporting structure
Correct.
we are, how the open communication we have at place. I think those are not, I would not say these are not right, these are actually the right now in demand. And as an organization, if we are enough transparent, if we are enough provide open communication at workplace, and we take care of the social part where we have people are valued, people are respected. I think this is something which is really relevant. So this is maybe the Gen Z has that those skills and that expectation. I think organizations starting doing in this way and this towards that area.
Speaking of yourself, how do you unwind beyond work? What do you like to do?
My if I go to the work, definitely I look like how my team is working, have a cup of tea with them to understand how it's happening. Because if you are not involved significantly in your team and in the organization, I think that's not my work. Being a leadership position, if that support and that belongingness I'm not showing, I'm not leading by example.
Correct.
I think I cannot make a difference. So for me, that is really important, how we keep our employees and team members motivated towards the objectives, telling them the purpose why you are doing this job, right? So when we are providing them that opportunity and a platform where they know why we are doing this job, they know their individual goals, they know and aligned with the department, and at the end of the day the organizational goals and objective. And I think that's the way we can create a work culture of the purposeness, belongingness, and when we look at that strong leadership ahead, we are creating those leaders.
Correct.
One after another.
So speaking of organizational objectives, what is the work culture you prioritize at PQE?
So we as an organization, we value, first thing is the very fast communication. Do not keep it yourself. If you see there is a problem, raise your hand. Go to the people, to your project manager or your reporting manager. Go to your the one level up also, but do not keep yourself. If you do not know to whom to contact, go to HR. So the fast communication, if the problem is coming, resolving that problem at the same time, otherwise you will have a lot of consequences at the end of the day. Second is collaboration. So we collaborate not within the team but beyond the teams as well, cross-functional teams collaboration. So we do not hesitate to support from one team to another. And the culture that we have, we do not have a hierarchical culture. No, we do not have hierarchy in the system. Everybody is doing their own work. They know their objectives, what they need to be done, and given in different projects. So project wise, they have the project manager. They need to manage those projects and come back, and then they are all independent to learn more and to contribute more.
That's extremely heartening to know. One last question. What is the philosophy you live and work by?
So for me, I think keeping my priorities ahead, and the work what I'm doing, giving it to the full closure to it, and then it's not keeping myself in the limited areas, to have that creativeness what I have, to contribute in this way. So I think if I say myself what I feel like, I'm a very patient and then creative person. So always when in HR I used to do, so whatever is the challenges are coming, whatever the problems are coming, and whatever the new things which we need to perform and coming, so I put my lot of innovation and creativity to it, so that the best results and the timelines can be met.
Thank you so much, sir. I'm sure our viewers have enjoyed this interview.
Thank you so much.
Good day, sir.